Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Catch-Ups. And it is great to be here. And I'm very excited about today's episode because we're getting to have a little bit of a discussion about a really, really exciting week that we have got coming up next week. It's an event that we've got scheduled for next week that covers the whole week. So thank you for joining me today. Before we rip into Easter, for all of you guys out there, happy Easter. Take it easy on the Easter eggs, but make sure you enjoy yourself and spend some quality time with the family before, as I say, we have a very exciting week coming up. So next week, wait for it, here it is Crypto Week. That's right. We are so excited to be able to bring in some experts to be able to talk in the crypto space. And I'm joined today by the host of Crypto Week and very excited to have him joining me today. Kyron, are you there? Let's bring him on. There we go. How are you, mate?
Good, Jono. Thanks. Really excited to be able to host Crypto Week and share a little bit today, I guess, about who our guest mentor is. Obviously, it's neither one of us actually sharing the insights. Bring in a professional for this one, I say. But, being able to host it, being able to share who our guest mentor actually is and a little bit what people are going to learn and receive out of Crypto Week.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting for us as a company as well, and I think it's interesting as well from our point of view because a lot of the time within the wealth mental community, within the property space or the changing your mindset spaces and other elements, people hear a lot from us, and it is so cool to be able to bring someone in that has just an exceptional amount of knowledge and can continue to grow. And I guess the whole concept is that we end up making sure that we leverage off experts. So. On that note, what's it like to be able to host an event like Crypto Week? I mean, it must be pretty cool to step into those shoes and talk through, because obviously it's an element that you're very passionate about. You're a futurist. You're always looking at patterns and the way things are going in different spaces. So it must be a little bit of an exciting space to be in, and as well to be able to host and bring in a guest mentor in that space.
Yeah, cool. I guess from the wealth mentor point of view, this is particularly exciting because we shared the new business model. We've shared where we're going, how we've become a sort of a virtual university for the financial education space. And now we're starting to bring on other mentors. We're starting to bring on financial. I don't think anyone would agree with the term expert, but let's call them financial educators in different assets, right? So from a wealth mentor point of view, I just think this is so exciting. But from the actual crypto space, I think we're at a point where in the early days, all anyone knew was this Bitcoin thing, right? And we'd hear about Bitcoin. No one really knew what it was. All of a sudden, Bitcoin was worth like 60,000. But I think it's evolved. The area has evolved so much since everyone was talking about Bitcoin that we're at the point where it's easier than ever for anyone to get in. The returns are there. A lot of and we have to touch on it because, especially in the early days, there were a lot of scams within the crypto space. There still are today, and I guess that's the importance of getting educated properly. But even just mistakes, you make a mistake in the crypto space and you can lose your money forever. So where am I going with this? So I guess we're at the point where the education, the knowledge, the platforms, the people using the technology are at a place where it's actually a lot more friendly for beginners, for people who may not, they may not be full-on experts like in the early days, where even trying to figure out how to buy Bitcoin was an absolute mission, right? I couldn't figure out how to do that. I waited until they made it easy for me. I'm not going to lie. So I guess from that point of view, we're at this time period where it is now super friendly. There are insane opportunities out there still. But there's so much going on that it can be really hard to read through the lines, to break down what each token, each coin, each NFT, each opportunity actually is. Understand the gold from the false gold. Wish I knew what that element was actually called, but you know, the gold from the sparkly shit. And that's the whole point of why we're partnering up with Mark Robinson from International Academy of Wealth. He's been in Bitcoin since I think it was worth about $600. As I said, you know, we peaked at 60. Today it's sort of sitting around that 40,000. So hey, still up, still room to go back up, right? But yeah, being able to bring on someone who eats, breathes, sleeps, loves it all, and I think can explain the technology and the opportunities a hell of a lot better than you or I.
Well, absolutely, definitely more than me, that's for sure. Because we both know that this is a space that I'm super excited about, and I know that I'll be attending every single event or evening next week of the crypto week as I grow and understand the elements within the crypto space. You know, and you talk about bringing someone in who can educate and lives, breathes it. That's something that we are very much in that space within property, that we have that understanding and that element. And it's so cool to be able to have that element brought in. So, you know, people like me who are fairly fresh in the whole crypto space, but who else do you think would really benefit from attending the crypto week?
Yeah, so this is not designed, it's not designed purely, this is what cryptocurrency is. This is how you buy your first Bitcoin, right? It still fits in with the whole wealth mentor philosophy. So for those who don't know, under the new business model, our whole strategy is 7-7-7. Most people, as you know, Jono, most people live out the 40-40-40 plan. They work 40 hours per week for 40 years, paying 40% tax, and they hope one day they can retire and live a decent life. Now, we've introduced a lot of people to property, and a lot of people have created financial freedom, but that's one asset class. So what we say, right, and for some of you, this might be the first time you've heard it, 7-7-7. 7 income streams, 7 figures of income. That's $1 million per year or more in 7 years. So this is now a whole other asset class, a whole other way to create an income stream, and I believe that it complements property so well. Property, really easy to get big returns from, really easy to leverage, really easy to add value, increase your equity, get those capital gains over time. But as you know, it's a little bit harder to get cash flow from. And in recent times, you know, it's getting harder. I've just noticed interest rates going up again. But imagine this, Jono. Imagine if you could recycle the equity from the property portfolio, put it into the crypto space, which means your tenants are the ones paying the cost of the debt, but you're now putting the money, the equity, into the crypto space, and you're receiving insane cash flow from that crypto space. One of the strategies that Mark is going to be sharing is called the 50K plan. And that is, how do you earn 8K per month or more in 18 months, starting with only $50,000? So this is you know, almost a game changer, right? Because we know that all our property investors out there, any of them can rip $50,000 from their portfolio very easy. And so to be able to put that then into the 50K plan that Mark will be sharing about, which is all based in and around the crypto and the blockchain and that side of things. I don't want to go muddying the waters, and I don't want to take too much away from what I know Mark's going to share either. But just that whole concept, I think everybody needs to be there, because whether you're just getting started, like if you only have $1,000, you can be making money, right? If you have $1 million, obviously you can be making a lot more money. But the key is, I think, and this is where the property and the crypto side are going to be working together so beautifully, is just that whole idea of how you can leverage your equity within property, sink it into a crypto-based portfolio with all these different income streams coming off it, adding up to 8K per month, and giving you another one of those income streams. So I think really most people should be there. There's one type of person who shouldn't be there, Jono, and that is if you're just a complete technophobe. If you really, and I say this with all seriousness, if you struggle with computers, it's definitely computer and I wouldn't say tech heavy, but you need to know your way around a computer. So that's the one person who I would not recommend, Jono. Everybody else, definitely attend.
Absolutely, and I think in terms of knowing your way around your computer, you're not asking someone like Therese, who's obviously one of our mentors, who's an IT specialist who can pull apart a computer and put it back together. We're just talking about your basic skills within a computer and being able to get your way around it. For
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly. I can break it a bit down to explain that, right? Yep. So if we talk a little bit around what cryptocurrency and the blockchain actually is, because those are two very key things. And I don't want to be here the mentor. I just want to give my best explanation. The blockchain is essentially a new version of the internet, and cryptocurrencies are like websites which sit on the blockchain, right? However, it's all completely decentralized. So there's no one company in charge of it. So if you screw up when you're making a bank transfer, you just contact your bank and it will eventually come back into your bank account. However, because there's no one actually in charge of the blockchain and cryptocurrencies, if you screw up, your money just ends up, it's disappeared, it's gone. So because of that, there are a few other factors to protect yourself. It's called two-factor authentication, which means if you want to transfer money, you've usually got email passwords, you've got personal passwords, you've got two-factor authentication on your phone. And if you struggle with technology already, just having that increased pressure of it's over here, and then you got to go here, and then you got to here just to transfer money, you are going to struggle and you may make mistakes. The other thing, Jono, is there's actually different blockchains, and each blockchain has its own address, which means if I send you money but I put the wrong blockchain in, then it's not going to get to you either. So it is a little bit more complicated than just straight out using the internet, but it's something very easy for most people to learn. But yeah, if technology is not your strong suit and you struggle checking emails and stuff, then maybe sit this one out for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it sounds as though it's a great opportunity, and it's to leverage and educate yourself in that space. And that's something that we always talk about, is when you want to grow or want to improve in a certain space, or continue to be that lifelong learner, you need to continually educate yourself in the new elements that are coming forward. And I absolutely love the fact that you talk about the complementing of your property portfolio. And so many of our clients have gone through and done exceptionally well through property. And this is a way that you can make sure that you're completely, working that whole complementing the property portfolio and growing your wealth through other avenues as well. So very, very excited about the week that is coming up. Obviously, one of the things that we've seen for the registrations, and we've gone out to our clients, and there's been a lot of excitement, I must admit, from our clients. We've noticed it in the registrations. Registrations have been very, very good. We got a lot of people interested for next week. So we should actually give people the link very shortly as well to be able to register, because I'm sure many of you right now are going, okay, how do I get on this? But what are some of the things, while you talk me through this, I'll drop the link. What are some of the things that people could expect to learn over the week, and how is the week kind of mapped out?
Yeah, really good question. So the way it works is we're going Monday to Friday. Yes, Monday is Easter Monday, but we know that you all love educating yourself so much that you will all still show up. So it's from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. New Zealand time, and we run for 1 hour every single day throughout Monday to Friday. it is going to be as a bit of a workshop style. One thing I love about Mark, he's great with engagement. He's a real character. He loves chatting to you guys. No doubt he'll do a few little mini competitions, or he might even give some Ethereum or something away. I don't know. We'll see what he comes out with on the day. But it really is sort of as that workshop style. We're going to start the week looking at what your perfect portfolio actually looks like. And this is an approach to building wealth that I've never seen before. So it's really cool. And again, I'm not going to take up any of his teachings. He'll teach it all to you. But just as in property, there are so many different strategies in property, from trading to buy and hold to developing to, whether you're buying apartments or you're buying land banking, large pieces of land, whether you're doing installment contracts, rent to owns, all sorts of different strategies that you can have. Crypto is no different. There are a large number of strategies that you can take within crypto. So the very first day, we look at what many of those different strategies are, and how they would fit within your portfolio, not just your property portfolio, not just your investment portfolio, but even within your crypto portfolio side, right? So how do they play together, and how do they work to create that perfect portfolio? The second thing that we look at, right, on the second day is what are the 7 cash flow streams within crypto. So 7 different ways to create cash out of crypto. I think that is super exciting in itself, right?
And absolutely. Then, just to make sure, Kyron, I'll just give you a second there, just to make sure everyone can see that banner there. That there is the details of Crypto Week, and the link is in the chat. Sorry to interrupt you there, Kyron. But just so that everybody's aware, the link is in the chat. I'm also going to get a link in there for you guys, which is the link for all the details as well. So everything that Kyron is talking about today in terms of the details of what you could be seeing or hearing about during the Crypto Week, those details as well. I'll share a link now, which will take you to our website, and you'll be able to find out that information as well in terms of all the details. Awesome. Kyron, back to you.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Yeah, you provided me the perfect chance to quickly plug in. So then day 3, we start looking at where the 3 biggest opportunities are, especially for property investors in crypto, right? And in fact, there's this whole thing going on at the moment, NFTs. You might have heard of it. What is an NFT? Well, the irony is that 90% of NFT investors are all getting it wrong, right? It's crazy what's actually happening out in the space right now. One of them sold, was it 60 million, 100 million? Just crazy. And so what is the right way to be doing that? And again, how do you actually create cash flow through investing in NFTs, which is not typically what you would think about NFTs. The other thing is really, really crazy. There's this whole concept of online real estate. So as property investors, we love real estate, right? But there's now this whole, how far do I go? This whole metaverse world where you can actually own digital real estate, which is controlled through the blockchain and through NFTs. So really interesting what's actually happening in that space. If you ever wanted to own like the Sky Tower or something, well, now you can. Just the digital version of it, right? And so really looking at what is happening in that space and making sure that you're not one of the 90%, but you're one of the 10%. We then move on, and this is one of the parts I'm most excited about, and this is that whole 50K plan. How do you build an 8K per month income stream in 18 months or less, starting with just 50K capital? Insane. But it's all doable. And then of course, because because it's super interactive, because it is sort of that workshop style, because some of these concepts will be quite new to people. The final day, the Friday, is live Q&A. Come in, chat with Mark directly, ask whatever questions you've got going on, and he'll be there to answer them and help everyone to implement and put it through, right? Make it happen.
This is sounding absolutely epic, and I'm very, very excited. I must admit, to get in this, I've already told Karen, my wife, that she's not allowed to watch any Netflix this week or next week. We are watching Crypto Week, so looking forward to riffing into that one and growing in that space. And I think many people will absolutely love the week. So again, guys, the link is in the chat for you to register and get any of the details there. Kyron, any last words before we let all these fine people go on this beautiful Thursday and go and enjoy their Easter?
Oh, definitely. Don't eat too much chocolate, right? We don't want you in a chocolate coma come Monday. Biggest thing I'd say is just come with an open mind, regardless of where you're at. If you've dabbled, if you think you know it all, just come with an open mind, because the way Mark approaches it all is unlike anything I've ever seen. And I think people are really going to enjoy it and get so much out when they just see what is possible. And the other thing I'd say is we talk about adoption curves, and we've seen the innovators. I'd say the innovators were the guys who got in really early, the 2012 type stuff. We've seen the early adopters, and I'd say we're really close to the early majority, which means now is the time. If you have been thinking about it, if you have heard about it and wondered about it, I think now is the time to start learning, because we know there are major banks now looking into it all. There are entire countries adopting it. So it's only a matter of time until it's forced upon you. And do you want to be one of the early people who knows how it all works, who got in at the right time? And like I say, just come with an open mind is all I'd say. The other thing, Jono, is actually talking about technology and stuff. The way we host it, because it's all live, because it's interactive, we're limited to 100 people. So make sure you are there at 7:55 on the dot, ready to join, because there will be people that aren't able to get in. So if you want to be there, this isn't like our normal stuff. The door will be closed on people, unfortunately. It's just the way the nature of it works. So if you want to learn, make sure you're there right from the get-go, 7:55, ready to go. If you're coming in at 8:05, you're out. I can tell you right now.
Good to know. And you don't want to miss a thing of this anyway. You want to make sure you catch every single bit. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kyron, for joining me today. I am looking forward to it. Have a wonderful Easter, everybody. Make sure, like Kyron said, don't get into those egg comas. Not too many Easter eggs, although you might have a whole heap of energy come Monday night and ready to rip into Crypto Week for all the sugar that you've been eating all weekend. Very good. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, in terms of the Crypto Week, here is the details. Once again, the link is in the chat. Make sure you guys get your registrations in. And, as always, as I say every time, and I get to push this button that says it, get out there, guys. Have a wicked Easter. And most importantly, make sure that you're always staying awesome. Goodbye, everybody.